let's take you to the Volta region. A whole High Court, too, presided over by His Lordship Justice Yao Owahenie Champon, has granted bail to some 21 persons suspected to be members of a lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender society in Ho. The suspects, 16 females and 5 males, were first arraigned on Friday, the 21st of May, but were remanded into police custody by the court. The arrest and subsequent denial of bail just has generated a lot of controversy, with many, including international media, calling on government to release these activists with the hashtag HO21, free the HO21, that's HO21, free the 21, has been trending, with concerns that there has been a deliberate attempt by government to not grant them bail. Now let's take a look at some of the concerns that were, have been raised on social media. So on social media, update on release the 21. The High Court in Ho today granted bail for the 21. Release the 21. This one says, I don't know if Ghanaians are actually realizing how pivotal this is. Imagine hanging out with a group of friends and acquaintances and police just arresting and holding you indefinitely while they find charges to bring against you. Free the 21. Hashtag free the 21. And we call on the Ghanaian authorities to immediately release the 21 people arrested in the Volta region for attending a workshop on reporting human rights violations. Peacefully assembling and supporting the LGBTQ community is not a crime. The time is now. Hashtag free the 21. Alfonso David there tweeting that one. And we continue monitoring the situation in Ghana, where 21 human rights activists were unjustly arrested and detained for providing training to support LGBTQ advocacy. We stand firmly with the Ghanaian LGBTQ community and support all efforts to free the detainees. Hashtag free the 21. I want to take you to Ho right now. I'm going on Zoom and I'm going to have a conversation with Moses Asampo. Moses Asampo is senior state attorney and regional head at the Office of the Attorney General in Ho. Sir, thank you for your time. Good afternoon. I think you're muted.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let us begin with how the case has traveled. Give us the processes that you have gone through till where we are now.
Very well. On the 20th May 2021, the police had a tip-off that a group of people were having a conference at the Association of Midwives and Nurses Hotel in Ho. Now, the police went there and actually met the suspects having the meeting, the conference, and they retrieved materials from them that actually talked about LGBT issues. So the police arrested them and took them to the regional police headquarters. The following day, 21st May 2021, they were put before the circuit court. They asked for bail, but the police objected and opposed the bail, saying that investigations are ongoing and the suspects, most of them are not from Ho, and granting them bail will mean that they will not be able to have access with them to continue the investigation. So the matter was adjourned from 21st to 4th June. Now, the suspects and their lawyers felt that the 4th June was far, so they rushed to High Court for bail. And we called the police, and the police said they were still investigating the matter and that we should not allow bail. And we opposed the bail at the High Court. And that took place on the 1st June 2021. The court refused the bail, saying that investigations are still going. Now, they then went back to the circuit court on the 4th June, when the case was adjourned to. Over there, the police did not oppose the bail, but the court was of the view that you have already gone to High Court, and that is a superior court, and the court refused you bail. You have the right to repeat your bail there. The court was of the view that they will not be able to review the decision of the superior court. So they came back to the High Court and applied for bail again, and that was today. So we didn't oppose the bail. We allowed the bail, and the bail was granted.
I see. Yes, I see the processes is gone through, but we do know that our laws indicate that when somebody is arrested, they ought not to be kept much longer, you know, than what, 24 hours or 48 hours.
No, the 48 hours is if you have not taken them to court. But if you've taken them to court and they ask for bail and the court refuse the bail, the 48-hour rule does not apply. It is police cannot keep suspects without taking them to court within the 48 hours. But the police did so. They arrested them on the 20th, and the following day, they presented them before the court. And the court was of the view that investigations are ongoing.
What charges were leveled against these 21?
Well, we charge them with the offense of holding an unlawful meeting, assembly, and under Section 202 of Act 29, Criminal and Other Offences Act. That's the offense we charge them with. And
with this offense that they were charged with, I know this is an issue of you know, the judge's discretion, but
yes.
What kind of sanctions were they liable to with this kind of charge?
Well, it's an unlawful assembly actually is a misdemeanor. We concede it's a misdemeanor. So when they are convicted, they will not be sentenced more than 3 years. Or even a court can also fine them with that.
So was it the prosecution's arguments that they should be kept in custody because they'll escape?
Yes, the problem is that most of them, as I indicated earlier, are not from Ho. So when they arrested them, if you grant bail, then it means that they are going back. Some are from Marseille, some are from Accra, some are from Takoradi, some are from Kufuridua. It is only 2 persons that are from Ho, 2 of the suspects that are from Ho. And so if you grant them bail, it will not be feasible for the police to follow them to their various towns and regions to conduct the investigation. That's why we kept them for the investigation to be concluded.
But this is it's one country, and tracking somebody from one region to the other shouldn't be that difficult. Was that the prosecution's belief?
There will be a difficulty. There will be a difficulty because somebody going back to Takoradi, if it doesn't come, it will not be easy to trace that person. Accra, Kumasi, I mean, it will be a difficulty for the police. You grant them bail, and how do you conduct the investigation?
There are people who have raised concerns about how long it took, and I appreciate the processes you've taken us through. But people are arguing that we as a country have waited for international attention on this and the tagging of it as a human rights abuse before we acted. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think that the suspects largely contributed to the long detention. When they were arrested, they refused to give their statements. They said they were waiting for their lawyers. Where are your lawyers? They said the lawyers were in Accra, and that they will be with us soon so that they will give their statements. They refused to give their statements. So we also waited for their lawyers. The following day in the afternoon, that was I think 21st, before the lawyers came from Accra. Now, the other reason why the detention delayed is that when the circuit court adjourned the matter from 21st to 4th June, the circuit court told them that It was not refusing the bail, but investigations are ongoing. So they should exercise restraint because the 4th June, if investigations are concluded, they will be granted bail. But they rushed to High Court. Now, the bail was refused. And then they came back to the Circuit Court. And the Circuit Court judge said, no, I cannot review what my senior brother has done. A lower court cannot review the decision of a superior court. So they should go back there. They have the right to repeat bail application any number of times. So they should go back to the High Court. You know, that is what delayed the whole the application for bail, the grant of bail. So if they have not rushed to the High Court, I believe that the 4th June, they would have been granted bail. Because on that date, the police didn't oppose the bail. But the only difficulty the judge had was the fact that they were already refused bail at the High Court. So they should go back there. That is one of the reasons why the grant of bail delayed. But on the issue of human rights, I think that if you are holding somebody for investigation, it's not an abuse of human rights. We live in a society where we are governed with laws and we're supposed to respect those laws. If I show you some of the materials we retrieved from them, one is coming out. Coming out, one of the materials, the literature they were using to teach and then to promote lesbianism and gayism. Coming out means that if you're a gay or lesbian, come out boldly and tell people about your sexual orientation. They were actually encouraging people to be gays and to be bold with the fact that they are gay, they are lesbians.
Sorry, sir, but telling somebody to be bold, to tell people that I prefer a certain sexual behavior, is that wrong?
That is just the heading. But when you read the material, they encourage people to have a natural carnal knowledge of one another. And our investigation at the hotel disclosed that persons of same sex, 2 persons each of same sex, occupied a room. And we retrieved condoms from the various rooms. We retrieved ointment for easy penetration of the anus. We retrieved all those materials from them, from their hotel rooms. And there's another material here, my child, my love. This means that you should not discourage your child that have sexual difference or diverse sexual orientation. You should love that child. You should not disturb the child of his or her sexual difference, and teaching people to allow their children to engage in all those things. If you hold a conference to encourage people to promote an act that constitutes a criminal offense under our laws, how can we sit down and watch that?
Right. Let me just hold you on. The LGBTQ Consortium and the LGBTQ Rights Ghana have just released a statement on that matter. I just want to read that statement for you and to our viewers right now. It says that the whole 21 granted bill, that's the topic. It says the Constitution is the backbone of our democratic nation, and we as a country should never permit circumstances that violate its provisions. We are grateful to the court for the decision today to admit the whole 21 to bail. It has been our contention that their arrest and continued detention was unjust and unsupported by the facts and an infringement of their right under the 1992 Constitution. In our view, the facts justified bail at a much earlier stage, particularly given the strong submissions made by the counsel for the whole 21 at the bail application on 4th of June 2021. It goes on to say that nevertheless, we are very happy and grateful with today's decision and will assist the whole 21 in assessing relevant facilities and services to aid their needed convalescence from the effect of being held in custody. Our organization, acting in concert with local and international partners, will also provide all the support for the whole 21 within the remit of the law to ensure that their rights are protected at all times. And I'm ending here. It says it's our hope that the charges will be dropped given the baseless grounds of their arrest if the case proceeds to trial, we are in no doubt that the innocence of the whole 21 will be established. We want to extend our appreciation to the individuals and institutions, both local and global, who have supported the cause, particularly in the media, NGOs, CSO, donors, and the lawyers for the accused. And it is, there's no name there, but the organizations, LGBTQ Consortium, LGBTQ Plus, Right Ghana, KEPEG, Rightify Ghana, and Safe Haven Global. So they're saying that they believe that the fact of the matter should have given them bail on the 4th of June. I think you're muted. You're muted, sir.
I'm muted, right?
Yeah, please go ahead. No, I hear you now.
So what I'm saying is that whether a felony or a misdemeanor, before you determine that there is no case or there is case, you have to do investigation. And that is what we're doing. If you look at the statement they have released, the argument is on the 4th June. They said that they should have been granted bail on the 4th June. Yes. And I also said that they created a problem by going to High Court. The High Court refused the bail, and they came back. And the Second Court judge was of the view that it cannot review what a superior court has done. That is one of the reasons why it delayed. But be that as it may, they have been granted bail. And the other part of the statement saying that we should drop the charges, they have presented the docket on the matter, and we are reviewing we are studying the docket, and we'll take a decision after the study of the docket.
Do you think, from where you sit right now, based on what you know, that there's a slightest possibility that their request of the charges being dropped is possible in any way? Slightest?
Well, everything is possible. We are yet to study the docket, but any possibility of dropping the charges everything is possible, and I think that is also possible. Till we go through what the police have presented to us, I cannot definitely say that the charges will be dropped. But on the issue of human rights, they were not touched. Nobody touched them. They were fed 3 times a day. The police even fed them. You know, some of them are not from here. The police fed them. We did not. And we know the Constitution on human rights, Chapter 5, protects the rights of people, including suspects, even convicts. The Constitution protects their rights. So we did not intentionally. We did not do anything to infringe on their rights. The main reason why they were detained was for investigation, and that's what we did. And with 4th June, we didn't oppose bail. Today, we didn't oppose bail. And when the judge asked for terms, we told the court that the terms should be flexible because they are not from here. We, the prosecutors, I told the court that once they are not from here, we will not insist that the bail conditions should be stringent. And the court granted a bail with a sum of 5,000 Ghana cedis, a surety each, not to be justified, and that's all. And they were executing the bail bond when we left court. I think by now they should be done with the bail bond.
We understand that there were 2 people who could not find the sureties. Have those 2 found some already?
I believe that as we speak, they should have.
Okay.
I think all of them will leave whole today.
Mr. Sampo, thank you very much for your time, and subsequently, I'm sure that we'll be able to come to you for more details on this.
Thank
Moses Asampo, the senior state attorney, representing the office in Ho there. You're watching The Pulse with me, Gifty, and up here. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.